So this is the video from day 3. I say day 2 later in the video, but my day 2 was actually a 0 day in Millinocket. 0 day means I didn't hike that day. 0 kilometers, 0 miles. As you guys can see, it's a little bit wet, and so there's no audio, no good audio at least, attached to this section of video. I had the Osmo in its waterproof case, and that kind of prevents the recording of decent audio. So it is what it is. We got some video that's a little unstable because the Osmo's held in place, and some video without audio, but better that than have the camera wet. At least I thought that initially. I had a little bit of a problem with the waterproof case. It actually leaked, so I sent it home. And so I'll have to figure out something different for filming on days like this in the future. It was pretty rainy that day. Right now we're looking at Big and Little Niagara Falls in, this one's Big I think, in Baxter State Park. So I did a little bit of a section in Baxter State Park before entering the 100-mile wilderness. So this is Able Bridge, and once you cross Able Bridge, you've left Baxter State Park. So this is the next section of the AT, and at this point, after crossing Able Bridge, you enter the 100-mile wilderness, which is a challenging and remote section. You can see on the sign here, it gives advice to be sure that you're properly prepared and you've got enough food, etc., because you're going to be in the wilderness for the next 10 days. And we actually took 8 days to get through there. This is the first shelter on the trail. For those of you who've never been on the AT, there are a number of these lean-tos every 10 or 15 kilometers. It gives you the option of having a place to set up, and there's usually good campgrounds around them. So I decided to duck in and relax while it stopped raining, and hopefully I'd wait out the rain. That's exactly what happened. The Maine Appalachian Trail Club, or MATC, maintains this section of the trail, and this is an example of the incredible work they've got done on this section of the AT. These rock staircases exist on a number of places in the 100-mile wilderness, and very remote sections in some cases, and they definitely make some of the climbing easier. So hats off to the MATC. Got the view of Katahdin from Rainbow Ledges. It's a little shrouded in cloud, but you get the idea. I guess anybody who summited today had a bit of a rough day. So the sun actually came out enough for me to do a bit of normal filming. Just past a place called Rainbow Ledges. Took a little break. We had cell service there, so I got a call out. Yeah, I'm gonna make my way down to
Rainbow Lake. Rainbow Ledges overlooks Rainbow Lake. I think I'll call it a night there. It's about 3 kilometers from here. For the Americans in the audience, it's a little less than 2 miles. And I definitely got that in me still. It's one of the bigger days I've ever done on the trail, but it's easy hiking. It's like really flat. A couple of little climbs. Nothing crazy. But pretty happy with my pace on day 2. Things are going relatively smoothly aside from the rain. See how it goes. This is the Rainbow Stream lean-to. For those of you who've never been out here, this is what the inside of a shelter, at least in Maine, looks like. They're, you know, somewhere to sleep. I think I'll stick to my hammock. Graffiti is really interesting, though. I know I'm not usually a fan of graffiti, but it is interesting to see what people have left. Knifes was here in 2015. These widely spaced trees, it's really different than Newfoundland. This is something that I was kind of looking forward to seeing. Beautiful. It's beautiful in here today. View from the Pollywog Gorge viewpoint. Way above that river down there. It's Pollywog Gorge, I guess. There's that. Down here. Pretty cool. This is the pretty crazy view from Nasuntabunt Mountain. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. You can see a really nice view of Katahdin today. I imagine that today is a good day to summit that mountain. Just look at this. Beautiful.
So this is the location where I set up for the night of day 4 on the trail. I think it's called Wadley Shelter. It was a nice little shelter, but there was a really nice hammock spot close to it. So that's what I did.
Hey, it is day 4. I had a little bit of a later start this morning. It's like 8 o'clock. I slept in. I guess I needed it. Anyway, I'm eating some breakfast on the go. Gonna do snack foods today. So I got a fanny pack full of snacks. Trail looks beautiful this morning. Sun is out. Fingers crossed that it stays this way. There's a chance of showers today, but I'm gonna pretend like that's not gonna happen. And try to do about 18 miles today. We'll see. I'm at a bailout point at about, I don't know, 12 and a half or 13 miles if I don't feel like doing all of that. Depends on my ankle. I had a little bit of ankle pain yesterday. But it's feeling good this morning. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Alright, anyhow, show you some trail and then we'll get on the go. Isn't that pretty? So, I got my trail name yesterday. For those of you who aren't aware of such things, in the long distance hiking community, people get trail names, which are, I guess, an easier way to remember people's names instead of remembering, oh yeah, you're Steve from California, you're Steve from Canada, that sort of thing. People get nicknames that I guess help people remember who other people are. So, based on my job and my schooling, the trail name that I got was Newton, as in Newton's laws, the physics guy. I guess some of you guys at home will recognize that name too. It's a little bit of a double one, but you know, that's okay with me. In honor of Newton in more than one way. So yeah, I'm Newton now. I'm gonna have to get used to that, but anyhow, somebody addressed me as Newton last night and it took me a second. But yeah, that's my trail name. Places like Newfoundland in more ways than one. How the hell are you supposed to get a car out here? Lean-to is actually 200 feet off the trail. This is the first time I've seen that. Go check it out. I want to see all the shelters. there's a blue blaze on the tree there. Blue blaze indicates you've left the AT. Whoa, it's got a metal roof. It's pretty fancy. This thing's huge. Yeah, this is a big one. I'll sign my name and go sit up. This is what the majority of the trail's been like today, which is definitely pleasant. Nice, easy going. Easy on my ankle. My ankle's feeling pretty good, actually. I just took a little break, so it's feeling extra good because of that. But yeah, I mean, this is the way to kind of warm up to things. Nice, easy hiking like this. Hopefully it stays this way. I think it's supposed to for the rest of the day. The trail crosses a bunch of these logging roads. I guess some of them seem more use than others. This one looks a little overgrown. This is how people would get rescued out of here, if need be. There's a lot of these massive erratics in the 100-mile wilderness. Just check these things out. I know the scale is a little hard to see, but the thing is at least 15 feet tall. Another one right there. I guess the glaciers broke down the mountains a little bit and pulled some rocks down here. Anyway, it's pretty incredible. Check that out. Very humid today. You can tell by how hazy it is over there. It is warm. This little frog just ate another little frog. Lovely little spot here just off Joe Mary Road. One really good thing about Gut Hook is you get comments that tell you about campsites on the trail, so you don't have to stay at shelters. You can keep an eye out for these, what they call stealth sites along the way. They call it stealth camping. And some of them are pretty nice, like this one. Hey, it is the start of day 5 for me. 4th day in the 100-mile wilderness. And today I think is going to be a bit of a tougher day. We're going to climb a mountain for the first time. I mean, and the Suntabunk doesn't really count because it wasn't much of a mountain. We had a couple of real ones ahead of us, including the highest one in the 100-mile tomorrow, Whitecap. So what I decided to do today was maybe take a shorter day just to make sure that I was feeling good for Whitecap. There's a shelter kind of a couple of miles before it. So that's what I'm aiming for today. I'm going to take it easy. Go a little slower. Have a swim at a pond. Try to get my mood up a little bit because I'm not feeling super motivated today. But it is what it is. I've got, including today, I would say 5 days left in here. And about 100 kilometers left. And even if I take short days like today, 20 kilometers each, you know, that gets me out in 5 days. So, see how it goes. But we're on the trail at least. Check it out. I don't want to jinx it, but we've been lucky enough to get sun for the last 3 days. Fingers crossed that it sticks around. There's been a chance of showers for all 3 of those days, and it hasn't materialized, so fingers crossed. As long as it's not raining when we go up over Whitecap, I think I'll be happy. See what this sandy beach is like. Maybe take a little dip and dry my stuff off. Give everything a little rinse. Oh yeah, there's actually good tenting down here too. Something to note that a lot of these places like this on the trail have stealth spots kind of attached to them, because it's a nice place to be. There's a nice little breeze here today, no flies. I'm gonna go down by that water and I'm gonna chill out for a bit, so I don't have a long day. Oh hell yeah. So I just picked up my food drop. So my pack is really heavy again. And this is where we climb the first real mountain of the 100-mile wilderness. The Santa Bunt doesn't count yet again, but this one's not too hard either. It's like 660 meters. And we already are at like 380 at the bottom of it. So it's a bit of a climb, but not as bad as the next day. The next day we've got Whitecap, which is over 1,000. And that's going to be a rough climb. But I did vow to kind of take it easy today. So I'm going to get over this one with my heavy pack and stay at a shelter. Take it easy. See how this goes. We're at the summit of Little Boardman Mountain. There's not much to it in terms of views. That's it right there, that bald rock behind that tree. So it's done, I guess. Let's head back down the other side. Here's the payoff for Little Boardman. On the other side, just past the summit, there's a real nice view of the mountains out beyond this. I won't be doing much more filming, at least till I get to the shelter, because it's pouring rain. So that was the end of the filming for day 6. I ended up staying in that shelter that I referred to. I don't remember the name of it, but it's somewhat irrelevant. I stayed in that shelter and I regretted it a little bit. It was a little uncomfortable and I didn't get much sleep. So I won't be doing that moving forward, and I probably wouldn't be anyway, because I found out today that the Maine shelters are going to be closed because of a COVID outbreak. So that's fine with me. I'd rather avoid COVID. COVID would end my trip, and staying in my hammock is more comfortable anyway. Alright, so that's the end of the first part of the 100-mile wilderness, and I'll post another video about my second 4 days in the wilderness as soon as I can. Alright, thanks for watching.